Well, folks, it finally happened. After years of Whoopi Goldberg steamrolling conservative voices, brushing off guests like they didn't matter, and treating The View like her personal kingdom, she's finally been challenged.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Enter Karoline Leavitt. Calm, confident, and ready to dismantle the narrative.
Do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate.
This wasn't just a debate, it was a total takedown. Karoline exposed Whoopi's hypocrisy, shut down her usual nonsense, and left the entire panel stunned into silence. For the first time ever, The View went quiet, and now, the fallout is explosive. ABC execs are scrambling, major firings are rumored, and as for Whoopi, she might be finished for good. So, what exactly did Karoline say that left Whoopi humiliated on live TV? You won't want to miss this. But first, smash that like button and subscribe for more raw, unfiltered showdowns and political face-offs. Subscribed? Awesome, let's get into it.
She said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex. And all of
the chaos began when Whoopi, Joy Behar, and the rest of the View crew decided it was time for another one of their lectures. But this time, Karoline fired back, calling out the hypocrisy of woke culture, and things got ugly fast. Whoopi rolled her eyes with her usual smugness, while Joy Behar couldn't resist tossing in one of her classic bitter jabs.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
So now it's acceptable to criticize women for how they look? The hypocrisy is stunning. These are the same voices that claim to stand for all women, until those women hold different views. Then suddenly, the tone changes to ridicule and dismissal.
Do you want to take this?
So, you cannot be attractive and smart? I will try to give Joy the benefit of, oh, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark. Because Karoline Leavitt worked, I mean, she went to St. Anselm College, she worked for WMUR
Ran
TV.
for Congress?
In New Hampshire, she ran for Congress at the age of 25, but on a very good...
Karoline's achievements speak for themselves, impressive and earned at a young age. In contrast, Whoopi's response felt less like critique and more like bitterness from someone who's watching the spotlight shift.
She lost by 8 or 9 points, but she still put on a good campaign. Then she was the press secretary for the Trump campaign, going on TV literally every day.
Well, heavily pregnant and a new mom.
Pregnant, yeah, she's a new mother. And then she goes out yesterday and gives an... And this, again, this is speaking very objectively, because I've watched every press secretary since going back to Marlon Fitzwater. Yeah, I'm that old. And she went out there for her very first briefing at the age of 27 years old, the youngest press secretary ever, and did a terrific...
But here's where things got really juicy. Karoline didn't flinch, didn't hesitate, not even for a second.
Are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up.
I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
Now let's hear what Whoopi had to say about all this. To be honest, it doesn't add much to the conversation, but in the spirit of fairness, here it is.
That was so good. So good. In a statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you know who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more the same of, everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you. Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased and they're prejudiced against me.
Karoline fired back. Whoopi, do you even hear yourself? You sit up here preaching about women's empowerment, but the second a conservative woman succeeds, you say it's because of her looks. That's the reality. Boom. The audience went dead silent. Even Joy Behar, the queen of interrupting, had nothing to say. But Karoline wasn't done. She kept going. Wokeness isn't about equality, it's a political weapon used to silence anyone who disagrees. And Whoopi, you prove it every single day on this show. The gasps from the crowd were impossible to miss. Social media exploded within seconds. Whoopi was exposed, and Karoline completely dominated the view. We're trending nationwide, and over at ABC, executives are in full-blown panic mode. What happened next? Oh, it only made things worse.
While I vowed to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Boom. She's got more.
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Bam!
ABC executives were horrified as reports began to leak, producers were fuming, sponsors were getting nervous, and even some of The View's most loyal viewers were turning on Whoopi. Then came the real bombshell. Whoopi Goldberg was mysteriously absent from the next episode. ABC's official statement? Whoopi is taking time to reflect on recent discussions. Yeah, right, we all know what that really means. The face of The View was suddenly on the chopping block, and the fallout didn't stop there. At this point, the writing's on the wall. ABC has a decision to make. Do they clean house and finally bring some balance to The View, or double down and risk total collapse? Let's be real, this show thrives on controversy. But when backlash outweighs the ratings bump, it's game over. Right now, ABC is walking a razor-thin line, with advertisers pulling back, credibility fading, and viewers tuning out. This could be the end of the road. Did Karoline Leavitt just deliver the final nail in the coffin? Now it's your turn. Was this The View's most epic takedown? Did Whoopi finally go too far? Does she deserve to be fired, and is this the end of The View? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and before you go, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more unfiltered moments and breaking updates.